Hello everybody, thank you very much for watching. My name is Don. Thank you to all my subscribers. I want to do this little video because I believe all the things that are happening in the world, volcanoes erupting around the world, earthquakes, wildfires, especially wildfires. I believe this is a sign that God is not happy. The earth is heating up and burning up. God's anger is increasing. I believe this is the pre-tribulation, the period in Matthew 24, which I will read, verse 7. For nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom, and there will be food shortages, earthquakes in one place after another, which is happening. All these things are the beginning of pangs of distress. Yes, I believe because we're already 9 months past the birth of Jupiter and in a heavenly sign, which was fulfilled last year, 2017, in Revelation 12. I believe we are in the beginning of pangs of distress, pre-tribulation. It won't be officially until there is a peace deal, which will be soon. As God said in Genesis, he put, when he destroyed the wicked in the flood, he said he would not destroy them in a worldwide flood anymore. And this week he says, my rainbow I do give in the clouds, and it must serve as a sign and a covenant between me and the earth. And it shall occur that when I bring a cloud of the earth, then the rainbow will certainly appear in the clouds, and I shall remember my covenant, which is between me and you and every living soul among all the flesh, and no more will the waters become a deluge to bring all flesh to ruin. So he will not destroy the earth like last time in the whole with a flood, but this time he is going to use fire in the last days in a tribulation. And some scriptures that prove that this is the case. In Revelation chapter 8, it talks about there will be fire during the tribulation, and it says here, and the first one blew his trumpet, and there occurred a hail and rain and fire mingled with blood, and it was hurled to the earth, and a third of the earth was burned up, and a third of the trees were burned up, and all the green vegetation was burned up. So a third of the trees will be burned up by what seems like meteorites. And there will be also, that's the first trumpet that the angel blew. And also in Revelation 16, it also says there, verse 8, it says, and the fourth one poured out his bowl upon the sun, and to the sun it was granted to scorch the men with fire, and the men were scorched with a great heat, because the bowl was poured out on the sun, and they blasphemed the name of God who has authority over these plagues, and they did not repent so as to give glory to him. So even it shows there will be a pouring out of this bowl during the tribulation, and it will scorch the earth. But still, they didn't repent, the wicked people. And in Matthew 13, verse 40, just as weeds are gathered and burned in the fire, so it will be at the end of the age. That's Matthew 13:40. That's why I said the wickedness on this earth. That's why this is happening. And Malachi 4:1-3, The day is coming, burning like a furnace, when arrogant people who commit wickedness will become stubble, and not leaving them roots or branches. It says here, they will be ashes under the feet of the righteous. So basically, day is coming, it says, like a furnace, all those committing wickedness will be destroyed. And it says there, with burning like a furnace, like fire. So this, I believe, is because of the wickedness in the world. Some of the things that are happening in the news, we call it Ireland, on the 28th of July, Ireland in UK, because of the heat, and it is connected to the heat, over 1 month of rain in one day in Ireland in UK on the 28th of July. 29th of July, central Indonesia, a tourist spot on Lombok Island, 6.1 powerful earthquake hit Indonesia. You see, all these things are happening around the world. There's no coincidence. God is angry. In California, in Southern California, and especially Northern California, many wildfires, over a dozen, I think 17 wildfires are occurring in Northern California, in Shasta County. They're covering 48,000 square miles. So Shasta County, strong winds are sucking up fire to form fire tornadoes. And this is a picture of the wildfires in California. Over here, as you can see there, the incredible heat, record heat, are actually fueling the wildfires. But the wildfires, it says here, are all the way from Canada, USA and California, down to Mexico. The whole west coast is on fire with wildfires. Also, 28th of July, wildfires in Oregon. I think it was 20th of July in Russia, Siberia. This, what do you call it? This was California on the 20th of July. Over 100 lightning strikes hit in California, my brother told me, causing wildfires. That's very unusual. Over 100 lightning strikes due to the intense heat that's the whole world's experiencing. It's like God is very angry. His lightning strikes in California cause wildfires. In Dallas, Texas, and many other 8 states of America, hitting at least Dallas, Texas, 100 degrees. The heat is really increasing. God has given us a clue. This year is 5778 to Jews' calendar. And according to my brother, that's the same heat of the sun's surface. 5778 Kelvin is the heat of the sun. Is God giving us a clue when God's anger is coming? 24th of July, wildfires raging in Attica around Greece. Centred at Mati, worst wildfire seen in decades. 21 of July, 38 degree heat in Japan. Records. This is here a record. It's a record because since records began in the 19th century, it's the 38 degrees heat wave in Japan. Many fatalities. 40 degrees plus in some dozen states. The temperature hit, so it's very, very powerful. On 18th of July, 44 forest fires rage from Sweden right up to the Arctic Circle in Lapland. So from Stockholm, which is very parched, as 40% of the country is woodlands, So 44 forest fires from Sweden up to the Arctic Circle. And it goes on, 33 people lost their lives in Canada, maybe more now, 8th of July, because of a heat wave and wildfires in the west coast of Canada. 8th of July, monsoon rains, torrential rains. This is before the heat wave in Japan, and 66 people lost their lives. 12th of July, Typhoon Maria smashes China. 150,000 evacuated. 30th of July, mega 6.4 earthquake in Vanuatu. I can't believe it. So many things. 15th of July, Hawaii erupted. On the 15th of July, as I said, Hawaii Kilauea volcano is erupting, but it's been continually erupting since May 2018. It's creating a new island, Paul Begley says, this Hawaiian volcano. Plus massive earthquake in Hawaii as well, 5.3. So all these things are happening. As I said, the Hawaiian volcano is continually erupting. These are the pangs of distress, as I said. And Iceland, in Greenland, is actually breaking off. And it's a huge iceberg is breaking off Greenland. Greenland is melting. The poles are melting at an alarming rate. The heat of the oceans are rising. Things are happening. As I said, it's because of the wickedness of the world. The heat is increasing, volcanoes and everything is happening all at the same time. As it says in Zephaniah 1:14-18, day of the world is a day of the Lord world is a day of wrath, day of destruction upon the wickedness. Let me repeat Zephaniah, I think I read it wrong. Zephaniah 1:14, the great day of God, Yahweh, is near. It is near, and there is a hurrying of it, very much. The sound of the day of Yahweh is bitter, and there is a mighty man is letting out a cry. I jump to 18. Neither their silver nor their gold will be able to deliver them in the day of Yahweh's fury, God's fury. But by the fire of his zeal, and it's heating up now, the whole earth will be devoured, because he will make an extermination, indeed, a terrible one, of all the inhabited earth, inhabitants of this earth. So it says here, the whole earth will be devoured in the fire of his fury. There's a day of, but by the fire of his zeal, the whole earth will be devoured. So you can see that it's because of his anger, all these things are happening. So, please repent, as the day of the Lord is coming, and he will seek out and destroy those unrepentant, as it says, in the Bible. And again, as I said, there's even more things have happened. On the 6th of July, 33 people lost their lives in Quebec, Canada. The worst heat waves in decades. Record-breaking heat. This is 50 cars' tyres got stuck and melted on the tarmac in Australia because of the heat. 2 large fires merged in the UK and developed into an aggressive fire in moorland across Lancashire in the UK. So as you can see, all these things are happening, and they are part of God's judgment. So please seek the Lord now and repent through Jesus Christ, Yeshua Mashiach, and gain salvation when the day of the Lord and His burning anger will come. This is nothing. This is the pre-tribulation. When the tribulation comes, that's a lot worse. So please repent now. Thank you very much. Bye.